Coach Cabbage here. Uh, 3. I was waiting for that one. You know, I had some topic I need to talk to you about. Cause, we always why it's illegal? Thing is, even when it don't matter what the hell's going on. Try to hold my voice. What's going on? Thing is, poo-poo gonna happen. Stuff is gonna happen. Well, who is gonna come clean up the poo-poo when it happens? It's very likely to be a volunteer. That's what Coach Cabbage here. Because I want to be like the legal eagle and talk about the volunteer. And the thing is, there's a lot of stories that comes from volunteering. And the best thing is, well, hell, people that volunteer, sucker, we looking for people that really, with their heart, want to give. They don't want to bleed for nothing. Cause when you volunteer, well, hell, you may not get paid for bleeding. And that's just what it is. Now, Coach Cabbage, at one time, let me show you a picture. This is Coach Cabbage back in the day. That was me. I was a very unhappy young man. And there's the old gray-haired granny that I talked to you about with the long ears. She raised me. Well, how did I learn to get happy? Well, I learned how to do for others. I figured it out. Well, I can't fix my circumstance. I may be able to fix it as somebody else's circumstance, and that made it all worth it somehow. And I quit being unhappy and realize even if people don't like you, Coach Cabbage, Mr. Red, they'll get it on the neck. Even if they don't like you, well, I'm sorry, I got a bad mouth. You can still go out and volunteer and do something worthwhile and not be a problem volunteer person. Because when you volunteer, it's from the bottom of your heart. Yeah, and that's where you got to start. And Coach Cabbage has talked to you many, many times about starting with the heart. Now, the first job, I'm moving to this here place. Now, see, the thing is, if you got your family and you got all that there stuff and you all cozy and warm, well, hell, what do you care if somebody else is having a stroke or a heart attack or their roof just fell in on them? What do you care? Well, hell, sucker, it may be you. And if you done moved out to a rural area, well, if you want someone to come help you, it will be your neighbor. And the thing is, sucker, you are somebody else's neighbor. And that's the whole thing about the volunteer. I don't know what to say. But I run into situations where people, they're not sure about the volunteering. And what it was, my first time, I had moved into this here place. And, I was told, best thing to do, Coach Cabbage, if you want to try to fit into a community somewhere, hell, volunteer. Well, that's what I started doing. And the first thing I did, I was volunteer to teach reading. Because, well, hell, I'm sorry. The mouth, I'm a rough stone. And I just ain't been honed enough or something to smooth me down. Anyway, volunteering is the thing. It's what helping me. They say, Coach Catfish, go out and meet people. And I was like a fish out of water. Because I was out of value up in here, in this mountain. They call them mountainous. But there's really big old hills back from the boot. These would be mountains. But there's really hills. But I still had to get out and get amongst these here people and try to do something. Because it was not like being where I was from. So anyway, first place I went to. I went during when I was working. And I working it myself hard. And it's very hot here. And I was wearing a white beater t-shirt. And I had the long hair. And it's like on lunch break. And I went in. I found out you can volunteer to teach reading up here with these people. The lower echelon of the this two thing folks that was that. Anyway, that's what Coach Catfish did. And first thing there was, the fella that saw me when I volunteered, he said, no, he got long hair. He's wearing a white beater and he's all drippy. He did not understand how the hell I was coming from work. And I was doing the best I could. I could not go change into a three-piece suit to go teach these here people, how to salute the zoot. Oh, hell. I got company. Anyway, I'll finish the story later. Coach Catfish out, cause it's a volunteer. Well, hell, Coach Catfish's been in the fire department that I'm at for over 20 years. And I've been trying to volunteer at many other things. Cause, Well, hell, if you ain't got family and stuff, well, even if you do, other people still need you. Praise y'all. And if you don't, well, hell, just be thankful someone comes to save your boo-boo. Bleep. Coach Gabby's back here. Talk to you about the volunteering. Now, what it was is I found out one of the harsh lessons was that not everybody's going to want you because what they think about you is the way you look. And that's just one of them things. And in fact, that you from somewhere else. But that should never stop you. We're writing this here as we go. No. Coach Gabby's dealt with this here stuff. Well, next thing, I finally, they had to get people from somewhere to come up and check this here out and say, let Coach Gabby's do this here. And they did. And finally found out that really the main reason is the people would show up at the reading thing is because hell, I had cookies and Kool-Aid. And they wanted the cookies and Kool-Aid. Anyway, that's one of the lessons. And then, excuse me. I don't know who that is, but thank you for your lack of kernels of truth. But the next thing was, Coach Cabbage decided, well, they say, go volunteer at the local theater. Well, Coach Cabbage was very scared to death getting in front of people. But I realized, that's what I needed. I need to be thrown in front of a whole group of people and perform and stuff like that. And well, hell, I tried that. And but feller that did the place, and eventually we become friends years down the line. He just rubbed it in me the wrong way, and he hollered a little bit loud. And well, I was beat so much as a child that it just set me off. So I walked away from that volunteering situation. But eventually I did go back and I did 3 plays, and it was excellent, and I'm glad I did it. But as volunteering, hell, it made me grow. Even though I was shrinking, I got a pussycat here in my hands. I'm sorry. I'll try to show you. I hope we don't break nothing. Pussycat's hanging on her daddy. Anyway, that was a volunteering thing. And then, the situation come up where Coach Cabbage had an internal rupture thing and almost died. And fire department people, first responders had to come and get me and carry me to the hospital. And well, I ended up being stuck in suspended animation for a couple of weeks, and it was horrible. I almost died. And anyway, people, it's the neighbor, saving my life. They're coming and getting me and doing. So eventually, I went down and volunteered at the fire department. And that's where I've been ever since. It's been over 20 years. It was 2005. I went and first thing I did was, I really wasn't able physically to do it, but hell, I was going to do it anyway. The doctor eventually, 15 years down the line, said, Coach Cabbage, you got to stop this. But the thing was, I was helping. And since I did not have the family of any extent and stuff, the whole situation sort of became a family. And it was good, because Coach Cabbage came in, I feel one. I feel one in babes. I'm sorry. Excuse me. It's the issue with my tissue. Something's got to come up for anything else to go down. Anyway, I apologize, as I always have to do. But the thing was, I went in there. I'm not sure what happened. Something just sort of went into the dark in it. Well, guess what, sucker? There it is. Anyway, what it was I went in there, and Coach Cabbage got involved in the fire department program, and I'm becoming the first responder, and I got training. The training, they paid it for the training because he's a volunteer. So that's the least they could do is pay it for the training, and I got the good training. And next thing I did was learn how to do the fire department thing. Learn how to be a firefighter, so I could be a first responder and a firefighter, which meant I'd go out on whatever was going on. And then after that, had the opportunity to become an EMT. I did the basic. I'm sorry, Light. Anyway, you just have to look at me in the dark. Otherwise, I'll just have to hold something. I'm an ugly old man. You really don't need to see me. because as a volunteer, hell, you don't need to know who you are. Or they don't need to know who you are. You just volunteer. Anyway, I got involved in that and became the EMTB, which was the EMT basic. But that given me more life support things I could do, and I could have carried it further if I'd have been healthy and young and wanted to go ahead and become paramedic or EMT ambulance grade. And then once I got to where I could not do that, and what happened is I went out on a fire one night and had to do a full suit up, and it's a chicken house fire, and Coach Catfish went out there with all my stuff on, and I went to go into the fire thing, and well, hell, I fell over and I almost could not get up because I had my air pack and everything on. It's like, oh, I'm putting somebody at risk. So the volunteering life was over. Well, hell no, it wasn't over. What I did then was learn how to go to the classes and become a teacher. So I could teach some of the basic classes. And then ones that really couldn't do that as much as I could. I'd been on the board for a number of years. Well, hell, I'm sorry, Pussycat, on the board, so I'm still volunteering. You don't get paid for volunteering. I did not do that for that. I did it because it helped heal my soul. It helped bring the world into a sharper situation. So I understood how important it is to be a person that will give yourself for somebody else for nothing. That sounds right cheap, but that's the whole peep of it. It's the peep of the cheap. It's your neighbor. And that's the whole idea of the volunteer. So Coach Kevin started with trying to teach us some reading. And I did other stuff. I did ministry work and wrote it to prisoners and stuff like that in the prisons. And, try to do what you can where you can. So I ain't trying to toot my horn. I'm just trying to say it's important that we got people that if they can and will do, cause with all the chiefs we got. Sucker, as Rav Shaul, the Paul would say, we don't have enough workers. We don't have enough workers. And that's what we need. We need people to start out as workers. And hell, you start out as a worker. You have to excuse Coach Catfish. I got a bad mouth sometime. You come in, you do what's right, and you work yourself up into actually being a useful human being. Or maybe even a human being. A true snacking people. Pussycat, if you do not stop doing that, she's just tearing Coach Catfish up. Just with her claws. Anyway, that's why it's so important. I'm sorry this is so long, but volunteering has helped save my life. It took me from somewhat angry individual into being an individual. Well, hell, with the issue with my tissue, it was harsh to me to get to where I could not do for others as much as I wanted to. And that's the harsh part, is when you fail, you got the issue with your tissue. You hope there's a volunteer out there. Because, sucker, ain't nobody going to come get you out here in the wilderness where we're at, except your neighbor. That's why I got to be a volunteer. Praise y'all. Praise to Jesus. And if you don't, well hell, just volunteer anyway. At least you will not have a religious bend upon yourself. Yeah, it's good. It's good for you. Good Catfish say so. For sure, I experienced it. Now I love the possum too. I'll put up more possum stuff. Oh, the lizard.